Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to be showing you how can you zoom in an image in Windows Forms application with C# using a picture box. Of course we're not going to do that all the fancy bitmap stuff, just simple, just simple code. So let me just name it image zoom, and there you go, it's created. Let's talk it over here. Okay, show icon false, and let's remove that. Already it's much better. So let's add a panel. The reason I'm adding a panel is because when you zoom in on the image will sort of go like that, like that, like that. It will be all over the form. What I want to do is contain it to a certain width. So for example, my zoom in buttons will be here, and if I'm controlling my image, if I click on this button on zoom in, the whole image will be zoomed in, but it won't go outside of the panel. Instead, there will be a scroll bar added. So that's why we're adding a panel here. Let's just name it PNL container, and dock. Let's dock to the top of the screen. Make this white. Don't have gray backgrounds. It never looks good. And then we need a button. BTN zoom in, BTN zoom in, and Control C, Control V, BTN zoom out. There you go. Let's place them here or here, I don't know. And just like that, we could just, oh my god, this is a problem. Okay, never mind. We're just gonna have them like this. Make plus, and here the text is gonna be minus. Now finally, you're gonna add a picture box, and picture box size mode. Make the size mode zoom. You know why later. All right. So let's import something. Shrek. See, this was a meme, all right, but I'm not gonna show you what that meme was. Probably in another video. I should be doing, oh, we'll discover something new in the other video, but then I'm like, oh, let's discover a new meme in in the other video. Okay, I should probably anchor it. This looks good. You know, I probably spent more time searching for this meme than I actually spent on the code, man. I mean, absolutely amazing. What to say? Picture box, we can just let this remain the way it is. And yeah, you know what? Let's add a border style, fixed single. Yep. And the background here should be white. We go in here and we go in here. Okay, so what are we doing when we zoom in? We're basically scaling up the image, right? So all we need to do is have a scale factor. So I'm gonna have int, or let's just say, yeah, int scale factor equals 5, which means it will scale by 5 pixels more or less every time I hit the buttons. And now all you need to do is picture box 1 dot height the plus equals the scale factor, and then picture box 1 dot width plus equals the scale factor. Scale factor, and all we need to do now is copy this over, paste it down here, minus and minus. Alright, now if you try running this, this should work pretty much. I mean, yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot to add the scroll bars. Of course, it takes like a million years to build. Bro, this happens every goddamn time I make a video. Okay. I'm laughing at my own picture. Okay. Okay, so you can see that it's zooming in. But there's a problem, you see. This. This gap right here. I can't look at the image. Okay. This gap right here is our problem, okay? So every time I zoom in, it's creating a gap here. Now I'll explain why. So um our image so our image has a resolution, right? So resolution of that image is 1920 x 1080p, all right? So that's the resolution of my Shrek image right there. However, both of these are in proportion. So 1920 is to 1080. See, so they're in proportion, and now what I'm doing is uh, I'm scaling this up, so 1920, and then I'm scaling it up by 5. The new width is being scaled up by 5, and the next width is also being scaled up by 5. So they're both being scaled up by the same amount. Well, that's not what we want. We need to scale them up with this constant, right? So there's a constant here, constant of proportionality. So let me just bring up my calculator. So here the constant is 1920 divided by 1080. 1080. So 1.7 is my constant here, alright? Now what I need to do is the scale factor for the height and the scale factor for the width need to be scaled by that constant, need to be multiplied or divided by that constant. So what happened right there was we had the gap on the y-axis, right? So that means something is wrong with the height. So all we need to do is divide this by the constant. 1920 divided by is to 1080 constant, right? So int constant equals, now our constant here was 1.7, so we'll need to make this a float, 1.7. And now the height only works in terms of pixels here, all right? So f it works in only pixels, so we need to convert dot 2 and 32, and then divide that scale factor by that constant, right? And that should remove the gaps here. So wait, am I recording? Okay, I am. Imagine I wasn't recording, that would be this is never gonna get old, man. Alright, so you see now the gap was not added at the when I zoomed in at first, but it's adding, it's building up basically, alright? It's building up bit by bit. Well, that is because of the 0.3. The 0.3f that's been left out of the 2, I'm literally dividing by that constant and converting whatever value I get to an integer. So I'm rounding that off. For example, I get 2.2.3, it's being rounded off to just 2. So that is why you see that pixel buffering right there. Alright, is there anything else we gotta do? Yes, the scroll bars, of course. So let's see, my scroll bars, auto scroll enabled. I'm not really liking the look of this, so if you've seen my videos and if I don't get something looking good, I usually just keep on changing it because I like good UI. Alright, flat appearance, let's make that flat. Something like that. And then just move this here. Font, yeah, we could, you know what, let's go for a fancy font this time. Stencil, I never tried this one. Okay, it wouldn't have much of an effect on these. Alright. Okay, so we got stencil font, and now let's see the background color. Let's go for a blue theme. I'd say dark slate gray is good on top of white for color, and then this background should be light blue, something like that. Could be highlight. No, no, doesn't look good. Very bad. Let's go down. Let's go down. What do we have here? Aquamarine. I don't want it to look like a cartoon. I want it to look legit. Deep sky. Okay, in that case, the same old black theme. Let's move this up a little. And if you select that panel right there, we could make this panel like something like that. And what else we gotta do? Yeah, we gotta test out the zoom out as well. Alright, so our lovely Shrek here. Alright, that's zooming in. Seems legit to me. And now we zoom out. Ah. Okay, what is this? So I'm zooming in. So when I zoom out, I only see it on the x-axis, right? The distortion, whatever it is. So the scale factor, I'm gonna say convert dot to in 32 scale factor divided by the constant here, and it never runs. Okay, it did. So and now okay, I don't know what to say about that, but you can, yeah, you can see the outlines, right? That matters. See, you can see the outlines, so you can zoom in on the you can zoom in on the image how much ever you want. I am not the biggest fan of this, so I'm gonna try fixing that. Wait, I literally did not test. Oh my god. Should I convert that to 32? Factor over constant. I should have tested this before. Literally didn't test the zoom out. Okay, let's try. Alright, so what's happening here? You can't even pause on OBS. What the hell, bro? Ah, look, it's kind of working now. And there you go, fixed it. Am I not a genius? Okay, I should have tested this before. I don't know why I went to the Viz. It was literally the hype. But I think this works. Yeah. And if you see all the other YouTube videos out there, they've got yeah, you see they use the bitmaps and then they reduce the size of the bitmap. All you really had to do was just decrease the size of the picture box height and width, man. Not even that complicated. So there you go. How many lines of code was this? One, two, three, four, five, six. 6 lines of code. Okay, that's self-explanatory, but thanks for watching, guys, and see you next time in the next video. Bye bye.